Hey, Exoticals. So, one thing about being an exotical, I've noticed is that we attract all kinds of people, all kinds of people, from children to old people, all kinds of races of men, even women. Yes, women. We attract all kinds of people. We attract everyone. We attract our bosses. We attract, as cringy as this sounds, a lot of family members on the low. As cringy as that sounds, it's true. And that's just part of the pretty girl experience, I think, anyways. Yeah, I would be surprised. But we go through a lot but with that. But anyways, I digress, and I just wanted to talk about how we attract all kinds of people. Um, I know children have always been attracted to me. I always get kids just staring at me. I don't care where I am. And kids will tell you the truth. So I have little girls attach themselves to me and everything. Like I'm a big sister and all kinds of stuff. And just admiring my phenotype and things. I've had little kids come up and say, I like the way that you look. Unambiguous children not even understanding any of this stuff yet, 5 years old and stuff, but they understand I look unique and different. So I had one little cousin come up to me. It's like, I like the way that you look, and I was about 15 at the time when he said this, and I didn't understand this exotical stuff yet either. But I also knew that I looked different than my peers, the people around me. So people do notice you stick out like a sore thumb. I attract older men. I remember when I first started working here, this older man was up my ass, stalking me and following me around all around the building. And I was new to the job. I was like a weekend, and he had brought me a bunch of gifts and stuff. He brought them to the job. I'm like, this man was old, like 75 or above. Like, he could barely walk. But he was trying to follow me all up and down the building and stuff. And I was like, this nigga need to chill out. But and then I'll attract females that are, on the gay end of the spectrum too, and they'll be stalking me, following me all around, trying to flirt. I think the women are more bold with it these days. I have a female manager who has no sense about, she's being, how you can tell people at the workplace when they're attracted to you, but they're still trying to be professional, but they're not doing that good of a job because their energy is just, you can read it and you can just tell. I have a manager just like that. It's giving Google eyes, but I'm trying to be respectful. And so, and I'm not gay, but, it is what it is. I attract a lot of females. I do. And I attract all kinds of races of people, men. I seem to attract a lot of Hispanic men. Hispanic men have been more forward about their approach than unambiguous men. Unambiguous men seem a lot more timid and shy around me. They get anxious and stuff. But when it comes to the Hispanic men, they're more bold about their approach to me. So it's an interesting thing to look at. I don't know what it is. A lot of unambiguous men, if they approach me, they're very hesitant and they beat around the bush a lot. Like, their energy gives, I want to talk to you or whatever, but I don't know what it is. But the Mexican men are just more bold with it. Even the Asian men are a lot more flirtatious with me. I've noticed white men too. The white men, like, they don't give a fuck if they see you looking at them. If you catch them looking at you, they don't even care. They'll keep looking at you, smiling and everything. They don't care if they got caught. And like, when a black dude gets caught, he'll look away. But when it comes to other races of dudes, I'll catch them and they won't be looking away. They'll smile and wave. So it's just interesting. So, and it's also a thing. I respect men that have people in their lives, like, they're in relationships and they don't talk to me at all. And I have total respect for those people. I can tell the people who are in relationships and they love their peoples at home, because they won't even make eye contact with me or anything. So, as much as that used to bother me, I understand why, and I respect it. I tend to trigger people's emotions, and I tend to make people like me without even trying. I've had so many people tell me they have been in love with me before. People have been in this one boy has been in love with me since high school, trying to talk to me every time I would break up with a guy. Because I was never single for longer than like a month. So I was always in a relationship, and he always missed his chance with me. But he's been in love with me since high school. So I understand that I tend to make people catch feelings for me, intentionally or not. They end up catching feelings somewhere or another. So if a guy's staying away from me, I understand totally. You are in a relationship and you love and you're trying to be good. And I get that, because I do tend to trigger emotions in people. So, but it's just, I I will have people in the mall stop me from clear across the way. They'll be on the far end of the other side of the place, and they'll come to me and just compliment me out of nowhere. Like, they spotted me from way across the other side of the mall. Like, we'll be far away from each other, and they'll just come all the way from where they came from and approach me just to give me a compliment. White females have done it. Unambiguous black men have, all kinds of people just randomly coming up to me with compliments. So, and it feels good to be seen and noticed and all of that stuff. At the same time, though, it can get overwhelming for me, and here's why. Because when you're pretty and you have social anxiety, it's kind of like, it gets kind of tricky. It can get overwhelming sometimes when a lot of people want to be around you and want to talk to you. They'll even make up things just to talk to you about that don't make any sense. Something so random. It's just like, why did you even say that? But they just wanted to say something to you. And when you have social anxiety, a lot of the times you just need space from people in general. You want to be alone. You don't want to deal with none of that. And I honestly think that's a lot of the times why I get misinterpreted as a stuck-up person, because I like to be by myself a lot. I like the attention, but it can get overwhelming sometimes, especially at my job, because I'm popular. And it's funny how I'm so popular, but I barely everybody that I know, they have to have talked to me first, which is more than half of everybody here, basically everybody here. And that's because I never initiate a conversation with people. I've never been the first person to initiate conversation. They've always been the ones to be like, hello, how are you? What's your name? I always been to myself. And that's just because of my social anxiety. So that lets me know the level of pretty privilege that I do have. But like I said, it can get too overwhelming. When I was younger, I used to dim my light because I knew it was too bright. Somehow, some way, I knew my light was too bright, even though I didn't realize it yet. I just knew how people reacted to me. I just was too young to understand my powers, for real. I didn't understand pretty privilege and how powerful it really is. So now that I'm older now, I do realize how powerful it is. And, I'm owning it. I embrace it. When you're dealing with social disorders, it can get tricky. It can be like a mix of feelings there going on. So, but like I said, I attract all kinds of people who shouldn't even be approaching me, like managers, teachers, professors, doctors. Okay, I could keep going on and on. I had so many managers trying to talk to me. And then, if it was a manager trying to talk to me, if it was a female manager, try to sabotage me, try to get me fired. So, as you grow older, I'm talking to the younger females right now, as you guys get older, you guys will start to realize you have pretty privilege if the men treat you good, but the females treat you bad. I didn't understand that at a younger age. I was just like, why girls don't like me? I get along with guys way better. I have more guy friends. But that just makes me look fast. And I remember getting a whipping when I was younger for that reason, because I went to a football game with my cousin in the 9th grade. And I didn't have female friends at the time. No females didn't like me. So I was hanging out with my cousin and his 3 guy friends. And they was talking about whatever they was talking about, and I was just with them. And then my parents came out of nowhere, and they just saw the situation and just saw I was with a bunch of guys. And I got a whipping for that, because my reputation at this particular school was I was fast, even though I wasn't even having sex yet. I didn't even have sex for another 4 years after this incident. But I got a whipping for no reason that night, because people were starting rumors about me at that school that I was sleeping around with everybody, even though I wasn't. So you get caught fast because other females don't like you, and you don't have a choice but to hang out with guys or by yourself. And at that younger age, I wanted to feel belonged to. I wanted to belong to something. I wanted a friendship. I was always jealous of those girl friendships that they was real close. Like, the cheetah girls. I wanted that type of a relationship with friends. Like the cheetah girls, how they were so close. Like they would have sleepovers, do each other's hair, all kinds of stuff. Their mom was friends. But I never had that experience. So, because I didn't even realize why. I just knew females didn't like me. But at this age, I understand why now. I understand now more than ever. So I know my powers. I know my worth and all of that. So I'm not going to let nobody ever make me feel lower than ever again, because when you're bright, people want you to be, they trying to turn that light down. Dim, you know how some lights have a dimmer on it. They're trying to turn that light down a little bit because it's just too bright for them. So, but don't do that. Just shine as bright as you're supposed to. God made you how he made you. So embrace it, love it. And whoever loves you is going to love you. And that's the people that you want around you anyways, right? Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to say on this one. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys next time. And thank you for listening.